After spending a great deal in Fanaquea and seeing the port and the city itself and how much it offers there, as well as Captain James Hideous Bones' ship, the Dishonorable Scorn, had made port there and seemingly scared off a good portion of the merchants and other mercenaries who had been there. Well, what seemed to be more of the commander for the lower sailors among James Hideous Bones' ship, Redrin, had come over with a peculiar man with very strange body structure and unnatural silence, just simply giving his name to be the Wanderer, as well as the location within the city of Fanaquea, which is near the Strait of Demirth. After declining the invitation to assist in the assault of Sleetrun's militia for a couple of extra ships and so forth, decided to head out to Gageron after acquiring C-12 Ironstride's docent, which is now embedded within his chest. After getting a main heading, going out to some of the Sky Islands that is... Yes, he's going to detonate. Don't worry, you only need 3. You only need 1/3 of him to get that result.
Oh. Good point.
Self-destruct 3 times over. But on the way to Gargaron, before leaving the port of Fanaquea to go to Gargaron, the old war front, a peculiar being, if you could call it that, a cloak that seemed to float ethereally on its own, along with a pair of gloves that had mouths at the wrists, that acted as the hands for this four-faced cloak that was rather regal and clean about its conjecture and very well structured in presentation, and asking, well, for the acquisition of many of the weapons that you had no desire to keep or did not want to continue using, and paid a generous sum in very clear blood money, as the entire amounts were stained with blood. After which he had managed to procure all the copying and spells of Millerin that she had, even though it was questionable as to why she was going into the cabin for a little bit of privacy, until she showed that most of her spells were copied onto her skin and tattoos. After doing so, he gave the generous amount for each spell and poured it into the rest of the hoard that Raxiel had been keeping in there. In which, as he was leaving, before he left, the last words he uttered to Valus, which sent Valus reeling into almost a shock for a good day or two, is that she'll still be waiting for you. After a couple of days sailing out, Valus managed to recompose himself, even Akorth attempting to give him a little bit of comfort and drink, but then finding that he doesn't drink, as he just kind of stared at it and had to kind of suffer through his own mental trauma that seemed to be the matter. When you were getting closer to Gargaron's direction, as you are heading back, kind of in the same area that you were leaving from, almost the roiling black clouds, lightning storm kind of building around it, arrived, and to which this roiling cloud and seemed to almost kind of spew forth these spine devils that quickly made their way towards the ship, and immediately started, after landing one more time, as Miski understood it as spoken in Infernal. She sends her regards to Valus. Which at that point you did see Valus go a bit wide-eyed, and just almost a vein in his head just immediately popped out, and his furious anger and complete confusion as to which person that they're speaking of, but you can see there's almost a sense of dread of who they speak of. And now we go into immediate combat as the rest of the creatures are now sweeping down on their wings to start getting closer to the rest of the group and assailing everyone in the ship itself.
As we started this encounter, I felt it relevant that I share that bird tongues have bones.
Good recap.
That means I could break that boat too.
Well, okay, calm down.
Just really get in there.
A little bit loud. Let's put that down
Like
a little bit.
SCP style.
In true Josh fashion, something has to be anybody's initiative in the party.
Of course.
Oh my god, they're fast.
Hi.
Oh, I don't like this.
No, it's fine.
Don't worry. If we were gonna die, they'd have killed us by now.
I mean, they just got here. This is the time
they'd
that
have
they
killed
will
us
kill
by
us,
now.
and it looks like
Who's
they're
even
doing
on
it.
the deck? Because I know I was probably driving.
I think everyone's on the deck who is on the deck.
Okay. Snap it. The last one for Valus. Yeah, it is. I fucking guessed it. I love our triple 17. 3 of the players got a 17.
Hell yeah.
Big money hustlers.
Alrighty.
Oh, rip Millie with the only single digit.
Oh,
So, as this one comes gusting down, it's actually going to take a swipe at Bradimir and then fly back up quickly to try and maintain being out of reach.
You little shit.
There's a nice little flyby. Tries to stab you with his fork.
It's taking my tactics.
Rude.
Which will go a little bit wide as they're coming very quickly from the clouds, but will immediately start flying up and touch
Do I
out
get
of
an
reach.
attack of opportunity?
Unfortunately not. Flyby.
Is that one of their abilities?
Yeah.
Rude.
So come coasting up to here. This boy who landed next to Valus is just going to start trying to stab and rip into him. Both missed as they're kind of clashing against his armor, but then you quickly come in and dig into his thigh with a nasty fucking bite. For 12 damage. This one maintaining a bit of light as he's going overhead. He's gonna see Bradimir on try. Bradimir quickly dodging to the side and decides to keep a little bit of flight and hurl some tail spines down at you.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
So he's gonna shoot some tail spines at Bradimir. First attack and then Iron Stride. So Iron Stride, you just quickly like raise up your arm and you hear them plink off Bradimir. It hit you with a 20, and
oh wait, could I impose disadvantage on the attack against Bradimir?
yes, you can. As you kind of throw up your arm, you quickly throw out your animated shield
Papa.
to cover him up. which will be a 15. So you see this one spike coming straight at Bradomir's chest. You throw out the shield, and it just plinks off the side and comes back around to you.
I've got you.
You can just see the Spine Devil hissing and spitting insults and infernal.
This is their angry face. What is the level of this thing to the ballista? Could I shoot it with the ballista?
If you push the back end of the ballista straight down, you could.
That sounds like that would not be easy for me to physically accomplish, now would it?
It would be a little unruly. It would be a disadvantage shot because it'd be a very tight angle. He's about 20 feet up right now from the deck.
Well, we'll just not do that. I'll just shoot him with the bow. Actually, no. Better yet, I'll just fucking frostbite breath him. Fuck him. He's flying above the ship. I won't hit anything that's valuable, right?
It's true.
Okay, yeah. Well, fuck you.
Jeez.
Nice.
Good roll.
That's a lot of damage.
Which he will make it, so he'll only take half as he kind of like tries to bluster back just enough to get out of it. You can tell it still clips his wings and his leg, though.
I guess I'll keep driving. I don't want to know what good it's gonna do when in the air anyway, but you know.
Get over to Valus. He actually starts speaking back in Infernal now as well. Misky, you're the only one who really understands, I believe. I don't think anyone else has Infernal. It just immediately starts screaming at this devil that kind of bit into his leg, trying to defend himself. Who? Who is she? Tell me! What's her name? He's just gonna try and... he's gonna take out the spear and try and just quickly slam into it. Which he definitely does. A nasty hit as he does a good 14 damage. You can see that the devil itself seems to kind of get pinned against the deck a bit as he's trying to recoil from him and try and get away. Iron Stride.
It's not getting away.
Oh, so you just literally run up and just straight into the deck, just impact its body entirely, just leaving wings and a pile of mush.
Okay, well, guess that's as far as I can move, so I'll stay here for now.
Immediately after, you can see Valus just like, shit! I need one of them alive! I need to find out what they know!
I will catch one.
Like a butterfly.
Hey, Burb, you want to get grabbed?
Oh, God.
You're lucky I probably can't hear you from here.
Wrong Burb.
Fond memories.
So. This one's going to fly down and try and do a nice quick pass by on Misty and try and stab her with his fork. Darts by. He'll miss that with a bit of a wide shot. As he comes back around, gets to here, and he's going to turn around and try and whip some tail spikes at you. Which both will go a little bit wide, but as they impact into the deck of the ship, you can see a little bit of embers are starting as the part of the ship starts to catch a little bit of fire. As you can see that their spikes are inflamed with some unnatural heat.
Oh fuck.
Fucking.
Can they not?
No. Mm-mm. 4 is 20 foot up, right?
Yes. The other ones at the front of the ship are level with the deck right now.
That lag.
Hey, Nautilus all the way back there.
Yeah, fucking. I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna boop this guy.
Alright.
Hi. Schmeck.
Definitely hits. You kill him with kindness.
Hell yeah, I will.
Nice.
The nice frosty lolly chop that you've got.
Hug him to death.
Just immediately fucking slammed through part of his wing. As you can see, he's now flying very limp and hardly able to hold himself in the air. He's, you could tell about to like slowly start drifting downward.
Oh, that's fine. I'll help. And again, maybe.
That'll
Maybe
hit.
not. Oh.
You can see, especially at the disheveled part of flying, you just catch him at the rest of the end and just lop the wing entirely off. And you can hear a sickening crack as part of his ribs get ripped out of his back.
Ooh.
I'm gonna shake the ribs off my great hack. Turn to look at the other one. Are you next? It's my turn.
Alrighty, Bredemy.
Okay. I'll cast just a level 1 healing word on Valus.
You can see the wound that's on his leg. He immediately starts to heal a little bit. He's just trying to. Thank you, Bredemy! Careful! And he looks to the other two that are kind of a little bit higher up and are now kind of looking at you and seeing that you've just cast some healing magic.
Right. And I whip up my pipes of haunting.
Alright.
Dude.
Jeez. Alrighty. So.
Huh.
So those, we'll put these three well.
And then I'll just actually hide behind Iron Stride. Because he does that shield thing.
Iron Stride is your new best friend.
Saving me.
The relationship ended with Valus. Now Iron Stride is my best friend.
Valus still having you.
So that boy up north is feared. The other two seem to be still intent.
Yeah, right.
This boy comes around. He sees Valus getting healed up, but a little more focus on him. Decides to go for a quick flyby past the side of him for a swipe with his fork. We'll go a little bit wide. Starts skirting upward as well.
We're getting dive bombed by freaking magpies.
It's like now the enemy. Oh, now we know how the enemies felt when I was fighting them.
And then he's gonna fire 2 tail spikes, one at Iron Stride and one at Valus.
I will impose disadvantage on the one, the Valus.
Right. So the other one just goes horribly wide, plinks off the shield as you chuck it in front of him. And then the others just kind of plink off your armor as well. See the various bursts and small embers kind of like sparking off their infernal tails. Back to you. Mom! Ship's being attacked!
Just get out there and help the others. Make sure, you don't get too hurt.
He'll burst onto the scene and see the very spine doubles of it.
I figure he's smart enough and he'll just take off and fly around. So you can get to like here. What's the 4 on this one?
20 feet.
I think it's distance.
Ah, it's 20 feet up. Alright.
4 squares.
Well, this is the closest one, so he's gonna get close enough, do his thing. He'll just charred powder this one, so that's a con save.
Which he will fail.
Okay. In that case, he can only see out to a range of 10 feet, and at the end of each of his turns, he takes a d4 fire damage. It can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Lasts up to a minute.
Alright. So, as you see the dust gets into its eyes, but its skin doesn't really seem to be affected by the burning effects of this char dust.
That's his whole turn, so.
This boy, he's going to try and fork and bite Miski.
Yeah.
He's gonna fork her.
In which
Stick a fork in it.
swinging wildly, you just kind of quickly flip kindness over and just kind of block with the axe head like a small shield, and it's just unable to get anywhere near as like little shimmers of frost kind of speckle off when it strikes the fork into it.
Oh.
Good.
Alright, so it'll take me 15 feet to get to here. And run another 15, get out here. And oh, this is really stupid, but I really want to try this out. Alright. I'm just gonna dash down to here for now.
Alright. Seeing how can't really see anything else, he's just gonna turn and try and hurl some tail spikes at Rexiel. Which both go wide, and he kind of starts dipping down close and kind of accidentally lands on some of the rigging. He just kind of holds on, rubbing his eyes. I'm gonna try and get the rest of that shit out of him.
Con save.
Which he'll fail, as it's still kind of just stuck in there. You can tell it's irritating it, and he can't really see anything. This one is not feared, but also saw that the one holding the hunting pipes is also the one doing the healing, so he's gonna come down and try and do a sweeping stab on you, Bradimir, with a fork attack.
Alright.
Sorry, I can't help you this one.
Yeah, because you just killed a freaking Valus.
And then he'll come back up here and up to the 20-foot mark, and then hurl 2 tail spikes down at you. Which both will go wide, as one kind of like plinks off against your armor. It looked like it was about to be hit, but it hit a stronger point, so it didn't go through. Alright, Teref.
Now is he in a good position for that ballista? He's a little bit lower.
Yes, he is. You can tell you just have to turn it to the side.
Ballista time.
Alright. I'd make your well, equivalent to a longbow shot, because you'd be proficient with these.
Okay. Okay, so... oh my god, I have not done a manual roll in so long. Plus... yeah, there we go, okay. 15.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll 5d12.
Oh my god.
Alright, so it's like rubbing its eyes and trying to hold on to the rigging. You just suddenly see as it goes flying off into the distance.
That's fucking
God.
great. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Alright. I assume that took up my entire turn, so I guess I will turn back towards the wheel in preparation for regaining it.
Alright, so this one, Valus is gonna quickly run up and he's gonna try and pale this boy. Try and pin him to the fucking deck like he did the other one. Which he does. For a nasty 14 damage. Tell the little spine devil is fairly hurt from that. Just quick calls out. Quick, catch it!
Did you not have 2 attacks?
I think. Wait, you're right. I think he does.
Yeah, Paladin should have 2
Have
attacks.
2 attacks.
Yeah, everybody has 2 attacks.
That's alright, go for it. You can roll your second one.
Except for the wizard.
He'll go with a non-lethal.
Wizard gets
try.
spells. That's fine.
Which that will hit.
Oh, it should have been a blade singer. 2 attacks.
Alright, so
I should be able to cast 2 spells. That's fair, right?
this devil is knocked out.
Oh.
So this boy is afraid of Radomir.
You skipped my turn.
Oh wait, shit, you're right. My bad, go. I'm so sorry.
That's
That's discrimination.
Well, robot doesn't get a chance to.
Wow.
Whoa, whoa.
10. Go straight here, and I jump straight up 10 feet! Which. I have a 10-foot vertical jump, and I'm 7 foot. I can reach my arms up to 20 feet. I grapple
Dunk
that
him.
bitch out of the
God. Roll that athletics.
That is a fucking awesome
air.
mental image.
Oh,
Fucking. So literally, it's just like looking at Radomir with hate. Suddenly, you just run up, grab its fucking small ass ankle because these creatures are not very tall. They're 3 feet high. They just got a larger wrist. You just grab onto his ankle, yank it down.
Slam it into the ground.
It just hits the fucking deck.
Oh fuck. It's probably terrified. The robot jumped 10 feet up.
Oh god. Alright.
I guess that's my turn.
Alright. So, this one, seemingly shaken, is going to start flying away from Radomir in the opposite direction.
Yes, like the fuck out of you.
But as it does, it's going to
Wait.
hurl some tail spikes at Miller and Tarath on the way out.
Should it have disadvantage because it can see me?
Oh, it will.
Cool.
It's still going to go for those delicious tail spikes, though.
Part of a complete demonic breakfast.
So the tail spikes go a little bit wide, and they impale into the ship. You see little sparks and fires starting to build up around the ship, now on the deck. as it finishes the rest of its movement.
I think we should probably deal with the fire.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Measki.
How far up in the air are we?
Probably pretty far.
Yeah, currently
You're flying at optimal height.
a couple thousand feet.
Okie dokie. Contemplates pouring gin out on fire to see if it puts it out.
Oh
No.
no.
Has him straight.
Roll a nature check.
Okay!
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh, that don't work. Actually, that should go pretty good. I have the 19. Okay. Well, actually, excuse, sorry about that spirit. Excuse, and come here. And I'm gonna use his thingy at this point. I can just roll my crossbow, can't I?
Yes, you can. Well, that definitely hits. Because I rolled a 5d12.
Just yeets out into the abyss.
Oh my god. So yeah, just some shoo off into the distance.
I don't know what it was.
Alrighty, Vladimir.
Oh, that's fine. Brad, you can put out the fires.
Where are the fires? Wait, I don't even have any water. How am I gonna put out fires?
Ah,
Have them out with your cloak or something.
apparently not like a bloodbend, so I can't do shit.
You can do that.
I've got this one.
I'll help you.
Oh my god.
Do not kill it.
Oh. Oh yeah, forgot about that part.
How many are even alive?
No, nobody else has got that one.
More is better. One may more, no more than the other.
Fine. Bastard. Vicious one, bring this one then.
Alright. He will succeed. Kind of looks over you. Actually flips you the bird in front of me. No, he's shaking. Is he trying to mock him on the way?
Okay, and then I'll inspire a Telerath.
Spire burb.
Go get him.
Part of another complete breakfast.
Actually, it.
Given everything that's happening, I'll just ask Raxia to come down and help put out fires.
Right. Quickly go down and start helping, patting out and making sure that the flames don't build beyond that. Knocked out by Billy.
I wanted to try something much more exciting, and now my opportunity has been squandered by being far too far away. So I'm just gonna see what ridiculous thing I can fire at this last one, who's currently escaping.
Oh wow.
This is a phantasmal killer.
Very
What
fun
the-
spell.
Phantasmal Killer's an awesome spell.
Okay, do it then.
Biscuit
It
may have
is
suffered
a
the same
pretty
effects of it.
Oh,
What?
what? Okay, yeah, I need
It's
to
basically a
look
fucked up vision that like really fucks you up.
Oh, was that what the sirens were doing?
Equivalently.
Oh.
It's about the same.
Yeah. Do it. Fuck him.
it. Oh,
Give him.
Yeah, you know what? We're going with Phantasmal Killer.
Thank you for not placing a wall of fire on the
4d10
ring.
psychic damage.
I mean, I can change it to a wall of whatever the goddamn fuck I want.
A nice wall of water.
I was considering
Oh
creating.
yeah, dude, put out the fires with your wall of
Okay, I
water.
can't make it actually. Look, whatever the goddamn fuck I want is not completely accurate. I can change the type of. I can change the type of damage it will deal. Water is not a type of damage.
But it'll smother the fire, it'll damage that.
Yeah.
Closest I could get would be salt.
Should be exceptionally painful.
Which I did, and admittedly I did consider it because I can do it in a ring, but like, this dude's flying, he could just go over or under it. Which would kind of remove the point of sticking him within a ring. Anyway, Phantasmal Killer it is. That is a... Wisdom save.
Alright.
Yep.
DC 16.
Well, he'll make it with a 22.
God damn.
Fuck.
He crit.
There actually was.
You rolled so much better than I did.
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, well, I'm going back to my room. You guys clearly have this sorted. You don't need my help.
The ship's on fire.
That's fine.
Everybody else dealing with it.
I got it! I got it! And you just see him like going around like patting up flames.
Oh, I guess he does got it.
They're not big fires, it's fine.
They're little smoldering flames. They're like just starting.
They're fires of evil.
Pretty much. But this gun, though he's grappled, does not mean he cannot fight.
I would recommend against this unless you would like to catch these hands.
He just
Jesus Christ.
spits at you. Yes, Salakla! And then he's gonna try and stab at Radmir.
Hey,
I impose disadvantage.
He's grappled doesn't mean he can't try and stab you.
Sure.
fuck off, you little shit.
So as he tries to swing at Sheeprenner, his Iron Strike just like quickly twists his arm to bounce the fork up, and then he's gonna try and bite Iron Strike.
Feral little.
It's like we caught a rat.
As he's like just gnawing on plates, you can tell he's not getting anywhere near through it. Alrighty, Telrath.
You know what's coming. This boy's in range of a ballista.
Oh god.
Okay.
Go for it.
Is this a disadvantage roll because he's high up? Kinda close.
For this one, no, because he's a little bit further out. He was not exactly immediately above the firing zone.
Okay. 24?
Definitely hits.
Keep talking magic. We're so in ballista distance.
5d12?
Yep.
Not as good as my last one.
So you clip him, and he's fluttering away slowly. You can tell that it did a good amount of damage, but you get a sense that because the ballista bolt itself wasn't magical, it didn't seem to do as much effectiveness as your other weapons were.
Oh.
And the other only weapon I've used is shooting a cone of cold at him, so yeah. Well, I guess that's a fair point. Okay. I end my turn.
Alrighty. Fateless. He's going to, he's actually going to spend his time disarming and binding this spine devil. Iron Stride.
Time to knock a bitch out. Non-lethal on my attacks.
That will hit.
It was non-lethal, but he died anyway.
So, and just as he's like gnawing on your arm,
I just slam into the ground.
yeah, just gnawing on your arm, just knock him out. Just hangs there limp in your fists.
I will keep this one grappled. And bring him over to Valus so we can tie it up as well.
Just throw him down. flops down like a sack of potatoes. And this boy, considering Telrath is the one who shot him with the ballista, he's going to turn and just do 2 more tail spikes before leaving at disadvantage. Which both will go wide and strike around you, Telrath. One will strike into the ballista, and then he'll just continue to try and fly away. Raxiel's just probably sitting there. You can hear him behind you like, I just put those out. I just put those out.
He's getting away.
Don't let him escape. Wait, I can fly.
Yeah, I was just like, one person who could go after him isn't flying.
Dude.
I feel like I've missed a key point in the puzzle until it's
Buddy.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, why is he not flying? The ballista's.
I mean, I was shooting ballista. I was having a good time.
It's true.
Yeah, there's not much you can do here.
Nah, it's gonna reload the ballista.
Alright.
Man, let's get ready for fucking next time. Everything's happened. They kept 2.
And Bradimir.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello. I cast Hold Person.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Wait, will that hold him physically in place, or will he fall?
He'll fall.
That's fine. Oh, doesn't say the DC. Should make this an attack. DC 16.
16. Alright, so as he's flying, stops. Just starts plummeting.
Okay, Telrath, go get him.
But is he falling to his death?
Yeah, I'm not sure you need to go get him.
I mean, if we want another prisoner.
You've got a minute to hold. A whole minute for him to hit the ground. I'm pretty sure that's long enough.
He can make a save at the end of his turn.
His turn isn't for a while.
This is true.
Yeah, he's gonna be falling like Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings with no Balrog to fight.
So you don't do or don't pursue.
I mean, I'm not gonna jump after him.
So Raxiel quickly going around, like his mom told him to, patting out the fires, patting on the ballista, and going around, snuffing out all the flames.
Are the spikes still like embedded into the deck?
Currently, yes.
Are they like hot to the touch?
I
I don't know if we're out of combat yet.
For this, I would basically count it as out of combat, because that way,
Okay.
I'm just gonna make some quick rules.
See if he crunches.
I mean, he probably will.
I mean, like, let's assume that he saves like the round before he hits the ground. He would have to nullify all of his velocity with his wings, which I don't think would be possible. I think he'd be crunching.
Even if he hits water on his surface. Alright.
Just for sake of binding, I'm gonna go to the back and watch.
So as the ship goes along, you're watching. As you continue to watch, not very long before you finally start seeing the wings moving, as he's probably a good couple 100 feet down, starts going off into the distance in the opposite direction.
Well, we let one escape. Oh well.
I'm already resting in my room so I can recover my spell slot.
Your one spell slot.
Yeah, well, it was a big spell slot.
Oh, your
I'm
big
gonna
boy
gather
spell
up all the
slot.
spikes.
All
It's
right.
the only one I've spent, so if we run into more trouble today, I want it back.
Alrighty. So, as Valus has all these boys tied up, and you can see he's making sure that they, for definite sure that there's no way for them to get out of this before.
Bonk one on the head with the end of my great axe.
Oh, that's just rude.
Well, whoever she was, she sent puny things that didn't do anything. Scorched the ship a little bit.
But as you're doing that, just as he does that, he's going to cast Zone of Truth.
Aha!
Haha.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, actually, I might as well be on over there for this. The ship can be off course for another few minutes.
No, it's fine. I'm sure there's a rope that we've, got there just to keep us straight a little.
I think I'm fine.
Just for the sake of it, I'm gonna come back out just so I can watch while I'm doing my rest.
Alright. So, as you are having a rest, Miski's pretty much the only one who could understand the majority of this conversation. Which you do see Valus kind of almost in an unnatural state, where you've seen him upset a little bit, but not to this degree of just absolute fury and rage. The point where you can almost pretty much see the veins in his head kind of almost popping out practically as he's having this debate with these nasty little demons. Overall, though they don't seem very threatening, the very prospect that you even saw one of them get shot by a ballista means that they are at least durable enough, even though they only seem to stand about 3 feet tall and are just covered with horrendous barbs and spikes. As you do hear him asking questions, Whiskey, he just keeps demanding. So from the one of them from the past, I need the name now. And you can see that it goes on for a little bit as the devils try and play around the absent and try and maintain not telling him anything and just kind of dance around the questions before he finally gets a direct line of questioning. As you do watch carefully as he's just getting, at this point, almost horrifically emotional at this point, upset and just kind of just sliding him into the deck, especially for these horrendous creatures of fiendish nature. Even them traumatically injured, just kind of laughing at them. The paladin attempting to get his answer.
Oh.
Finally, you all hear this name that sticks out because it's nowhere near able to be said, and in front of us, just Madeline.
Madeline? Question mark?
Madeline.
Yeah, okay.
As he does hear this, he gets furious and actually ends up stabbing one through the chest, killing it.
Oh.
I stride hold him.
I'm gonna run up and just grab its body and just pull it away.
You're a fucking Jawa, that's what you are.
Just like, this is what I've been waiting for! Just immediately hand in the pocket, pull out my bone sword.
Oh my god.
What is your
Okay.
concern? Big concern.
Alright, so Ironstrike
They
is
had
trying to
flaming
stop
tail
Bayless
spikes,
from
I
making
want
another
them.
attack.
No.
You're not gonna stop him from stabbing the other one?
Alright, I'll stop him so that way I can reason with him.
That's what I was asking, because Miski said to stop.
I asked, you could stop him better than I could. I'd probably end up
Alright.
getting stabbed.
I'll stop
Bayless, stop. We could get more out of him. Use him as bargaining.
He's getting...
There's many uses, alive than dead.
So, Ironstrike, go ahead and roll in athletics, as he's going to continue to try and stab the other one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
No.
Man. So yeah, you actually managed to hold him off nicely as the other Spine Devil, as this entire conjecture is going off, just starting to wiggle towards the edge of the ship.
I will grab that her as well.
One hand on Valus, one hand on it. Make them puppet.
He'll try. He'll need a miracle, but he'll try. Yeah, he did. He's not going anywhere. So, you're holding on to Valus and the Spine Devil, and it's just kind of laughing. Starts spitting out in more infernal, and obviously, Misky, you're the only one to understand it. She serves the master now. She's not in her grave. You'll never see her again, I bet. She'll be waiting forever.
I might pull one of my socks off and just shove it in his mouth. Just fucking shut up, you're making things worse.
Oh my fucking god. Meanwhile, Million's sitting there like a fucking massacre monster, just like like carving into this stuff.
Basically Dexter over there.
But go ahead and roll me a fucking survival with your tool proficiency, Miller.
Come on, don't do it on top of the wooden grating.
I mean, I don't have real proficiency in those tools, so...
You've used them enough, for fuck's sake.
Alright, I better... Proficiency... what?
Intelligence.
What actually... Intelligence. Let's just leave it on Curie. Not a tuition. Intelligence, submit. Nah, that's not very good.
So yeah, especially for something this small, especially since you quickly kind of grabbed it and tried to go out at this creature very quickly, and hearing the commotion going on, it's hard to focus, and unfortunately a lot of the parts as you're carving them off kind of get ruined, especially since it's been so roughly handled.
Wait a second. Are there any other bodies on the deck?
I don't think we actually killed it. No, we killed one over here on the deck, I think.
Well,
I think Misky battle-axed one of them.
Yeah, he was here. He fell off.
Oh,
He
never
was
mind.
not on the boat.
there's only a splattered one, and
Oh, yeah, the one that Einstrike crushed.
yeah. Let's see.
Alright, sounds like there's one more.
Yeah,
Now.
Alright, so yeah, alright, go ahead and make another one as you try and collect from it. As the Bind Devil is tormenting.
It's slow
you.
in this one. It's slow.
So, what's the spike thing laughing at?
Nothing if I pull its jaw off.
No, needs the jaw.
Wait, I understand. Wait.
I had to stop him from doing it. You can stop it too. We can probably find something else out about this Madeline. I said something about her not being in a grave and serving him, but I don't know why she's in a grave. That just is dirty, and useless, and who him is.
People are usually in graves because they are dead.
But what about grave? Ruined your
What about
theory now.
What about a metaphorical grave?
Oh, like
What about
dug a hole.
undead?
Ew.
Yeah, I know, right? Valus probably does not like that.
Yeah, as soon as you say, he just like grabs you by the shirt. She's not undead! I saw it with my own eyes!
Saw her alive?
With that, he's with probably the greatest amount of fury ever. He's just gonna like try and push away from Iron Strike to go below deck again because he can't stand hearing anything else.
Yeah, I'll let him go.
So as gets down to go past Millerin. And one more last insult, and of course, Misky, the only one who hears the. You know, me and the others took bets on how much she sucks that master's cock every night. With that, he's gonna turn around and try and fucking hurl the spear at him.
I will intercept the
We disarmed him.
No. That's
Valus is throwing it.
Valus.
Oh, Valus.
Valus is eating a +3 spear on a moving ship.
See ya.
Alright, so it connects to the shield iron strike, just kind of lands freely between the deck, and he just goes marching below. At this point, as you can tell, he won't have any self-control at this point anymore if he continues listening.
Understandable. I turn around and punch it in the face so it gets knocked out.
Go ahead, just roll damage.
Just roll damage? Okay, well,
It's pretty much fucking hell. Alright, yeah, you just turn around and just...
You better hold it upside down so it doesn't bleed into its lungs or something.
well, you see, what I'm gonna do is tie it to the mast here, upside down.
Alright, so you have a 3...
Do we really need that one alive?
Yes.
In case he has any more questions, perhaps. Otherwise, he can feel free to kill it.
That thing starts flinging more goddamn flame spikes around.
Cut its tail off. And then give it to Miss Millerin.
Yeah, don't give it a miss.
No.
You know, look, as much as I want to, I
tail.
feel like that'll probably kill the damn thing.
Doesn't need all of its limbs.
I will be here anyway, watching it.
Yes, but we're not exactly in a situation where we can just go hacking them off.
I mean, somebody
Yes,
has a
we-
ring of regen.
Guess we can.
Could be fun. Anyway, what were
Unless
we
these
doing
things
before
are
these?
undead and can't be healed, I can heal it.
Can you? No, don't do that.
Masiba's Odysseys is on the way to my homeland. We could stop by there if you would like to resupply.
We just did a lot of magic shopping.
More resupply.
We
More.
just...
More resupply.
But more
What else do we need?
things.
That
We
we
had
can
shiny
afford.
things.
Bigger knives.
Some time on land, perhaps. It will take a while before we get to where I wish to go.
Well then why waste time?
Unlike me, you actually need rest.
We can rest... I don't understand.
I wanna go to Masiba's and see the shiny stuff.
What direction is Masiba's compared to our current heading?
Literally on the way.
Oh, well.
Perfect! We
might
can
as well.
stop by then.
Oh,
I'm proud of me.
We'll say we're not intending to spend too much while we're there. We do want a new ship, remember?
I don't want to spend anything. I just want to see what's there and then poke at him and see if I can steal
I
something.
thought we were just going to steal a new ship.
it's
I
true, we are
mean-
pirates.
Look, it depends on if there's anything worth it.
But we
It's
might.
up to the captain.
There might not be anything worth stealing. We don't know yet.
Anyway, shall we continue?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, so... you continue underway. After harvesting the Spine Devil Millerin, you could tell that when they are alive, they seem to have almost unnatural regeneration for their tail spikes. Also, the fact that their entire bodies seem flameproof.
Unlimited tail spikes.
Oh, unfortunately,
Very.
since it is dead, though you do have a live one, the tail spikes don't regenerate, but you can tell that the infernal blood does cause a burst of flame, almost an unnatural caustic reaction, which is what, as you can see why as the tail spikes initially, when they did land, caused small fires to start when they were being struck into the wood. It is a good while before the spine devil itself seems to start stirring. A good 5 hours.
That time, I recover my spell slot. Hooray!
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 In the 5 hours, even though Bayless does maintain he does come back to collect his spear, so it's not missing, and goes past the spine devil. You could see definitely thinks about stabbing it right then and there, but you could tell he disapproves greatly of keeping it at all. Before he goes back to conjecture himself. So, as you keep watch of it, Miss Key and I just try to keep staring at it the whole entire time. As you can see, it starts to shuffle to be awakening or alert. It kind of looks at you. And it looks at the bindings and just kind of like starts trying to bite its way out of the bindings with you staring right at it.
I will break its jaw.
Aw. Needs that to fall.
Doesn't need that, right?
No, that's
Hey,
fine.
if you need the jaw back, just heal it.
The horrors of modern medicine.
Alright, so go ahead and roll the medicine. Just so you can like try and be a little more precise.
Oh man, you think I'd be good at this because of my previous bit now?
Alright.
0 modifier.
Go ahead and roll some damage on your on your golf.
What's every show you medicine?
Some damage, huh?
Alright. Doesn't outright die. But it looks horribly bloodied around that, and definitely has a broken jaw.
Stop chewing.
Well, I can't respond anymore.
With that, you can actually hear in your mind, fucking toy.
It mind talks.
It mind talk.
Good, you no longer need your jaw.
Don't rip it off, 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 don't rip it off.
I'm not going to.
Oh, good.
Jaw ajar.
Like a door.
Alright. So, with that, it kind of looks over at Miss Geen. What do you want?
Why? Why bother coming? Why bother serving some lady that honestly we don't even know anything about? Is she worth praising? Is she worth, dying for?
If ordered to by the master, yes. A contract is a contract.
Ah, contracted. So no real loyalty, just loyalty for money.
A form of payment, if you call it that.
Well, say we struck up a contract to get some details out of regarding people and locations. Would you be willing?
Depends on what you're willing to bargain with.
For life. You see the small child playing in the blood? Unfortunately, she's the captain and she'd love to see you dead. You might stay alive long enough for her to study you.
I'd only go back to the 9.
The 9.
The 9 hells, you silly girl. Has no one told you of your legacy?
I believe
Hey.
the resident paladin would be able to fix that.
Hey, devil thing. I'm not fond of it, but torture exists.
I believe his life is torture.
Well, damn, that's all I had. Alright.
He doesn't seem too fussed about the fact that we broke his jaw, so... Hey, Captain. Hey, family on board. So...
Yes, Miss.
We might be able to get some information out of it if we strike up a deal. Just depends what we want out of it. Its life results in it going back to where it came from.
Did Valus
Making
not
deals
once
with
ask?
literally a devil.
Did Valus not once ask if he would like to free my soul? Which I do not have.
And Bayless, do you even have a soul?
I do not.
No, not fucking you. You're not a thing. Your eyes
this
right.
thing
You're
soul.
a bull. I was referring to the thing that's strung upside down.
Could Valus perhaps stop its soul from going back to the 9?
At that point, when
So that
you
was
do
a
say
maybe.
that out loud, Ironstride, you could actually hear it even with the broken jaw gurgling and laughing.
Sounds like a no.
It's okay, it's not going anywhere.
Not really. Now, Captain can keep him. I don't care. We have some extra rope in it. But actually, nothing's going to stop it talking because it can talk to us in a fun.
Move the
Get
brain.
down with Mendosh.
Just have like a roped up devil just like gurgling out in the piece.
That does make me wonder how Memdosh would talk with this thing. I think he would get too eager to eat its face, maybe.
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad.
Maybe.
Could we perhaps tie him to the front, like the ornamental ones on seafaring ships?
It is not a good idea to keep them as a figurehead.
Yeah, figurehead, that's it.
They'd be the ugliest figurehead out there. Also, I'm a little concerned he might set the deck on fire again.
Now I really want to see Memdosh try speak with it.
I mean, we can go get him. You can always come up here.
This should be fun. I'm going to get him.
Oh god! An aberration and a fucking devil meat.
Go down to the hall, just, hey Memdosh, would you like to speak to and or torture this thing we caught? Maybe eat its face?
I'd be delighted.
All yours, buddy.
Spine Devil Blue? That's Memdosh. He's your turn for now.
Damn, he's
So. Oh my god. since we had Memdosh in the fray. Alright, so... almost in, you can tell Memdosh is, taking time studying the creature. As casting his various rays aside from the wounding one, you can see that he spends a bit of time with the confusion, paralysis, and fear ray that he has.
Yay!
Would you leave him with the Spine Devil for probably the entire day, watching as this thing kind of like contorts in a bizarre mixture of fear and almost mental confusion?
Yeah, I just sit and watch. It's very interesting. I've never seen
Yes.
Memdosh do anything like this.
It's free TV while I drive.
Hey.
Wow.
It's very realistic.
One of the kids in the back of the car watching Dora the Explorer. I mean, Memdosh versus Spine Devil.
Memdosh the Torturer.
My favorite
It's
program.
pretty much the same show.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Holy shit, that's beautiful.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I mean it. I just giggled at Hisoka.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
So, after Memdosh spends the good portion of a day playing with his temporary toy,
I gave him a chew toy.
even as to going so far as to using his other talent of summoning various kind of like mundane foods that are nowhere near as exotic as what you gave him. And in almost a bizarre sense, kind of like overstuffing the Spine Devil until it seemed to kind of like break between the confusion, paralysis, and fear.
Wow.
So it was almost like an
That's-
overload of senses between force feeding it to the point of delight, to the point of discomfort, to the point of oh my god, I can't think, and like sweating. There's so much.
What the fuck?
Memdosh, I think I'm in love.
Radamir's probably in the corner crying.
Let's face it, Radamir's going downstairs to avoid this mess.
This is traumatizing.
Imposing the fear and then hitting it with the confusion constantly, and then like paralyzing it again, where it can continue to stuff more food until it breaks.
I'm gonna go hang out with the chorus. Bye.
Of course, we'll actually see you down there, right? Like, oh, he finally came down here for a while. I haven't seen you.
They're doing weird shit out on the deck. Go look if you want. I'll be down here.
I'll pass on that, and you can see that she's kind of like organizing gems by color, just for the fun of it down here.
That's all she does while we're out doing everything.
I'm playing dice, yeah?
Playing dice, and considering her dice buddy's gone, she's just organizing all the gems by color. So she's got like this
Oh,
beautiful
I'll play
ring.
dice with you.
Oh.
All right.
You'll fucking lose.
I mean, I will, but I don't want to. You're sad.
She'll still pour out a drink for you as well, brother.
Hey,
Oh god, Radamir, don't fuck her too.
hey, you can't see this happening.
Oh, just okay.
I get it now. Brad didn't get scared off from the torture. He got horny from the torture.
Hey.
Excuse me.
Busted out his own shackles, ropes, and clamps. But anyway,
I mean, they are in the basement.
you're not wrong. But yeah, she'll pour out a glass for you and go to play a few games and such, and you know, she's gonna, you know, occasionally pick your brain like, so, where did you originally come from, aside from showing up on the island where I crashed down from the Monte Brida?
Well, it's a funny story. See, I was the captain of a ship before there was a mutiny, and they just kind of left me there.
What?
That's unfortunate. So they just threw you off.
This is a much better crew now. I'm happy here.
Nonetheless, I could see, aside from the first meeting we had, you're definitely a lot more slick than you let off to be.
Oh god.
I try when I want to.
I can definitely tell you're trying.
Haha.
Please stop hitting on Luke.
No, this is great. This is great role playing. What are you talking about?
Oh my god. She's gonna continue pecking your brain a bit, obviously. Just curious as to, since no one's really gotten into your noodle.
I pick her brain back. Monkey face.
So, I'll go back to that a bit as Memdosh is cracking the spined devil's will. And actually ends up getting the name of the Lord that he had mentioned before.
It worked! It fucking worked!
Yes.
Which is Lord Kane.
Like Citizen King?
Pretty much.
Nice. Memdosh. Push and find out where they are.
Which the original clan that was hunted to almost extinction and is now seeking revenge. It's the Devil's Seekers.
Sorry. They're seeking revenge and they call it the Seekers. Not exactly a where, that's more of a who. Focus on the where.
So, you're gonna leave them there for a little bit more time to get the answers of where.
Yes?
Whiskey,
Yes?
would you like to prepare something nice for Memdosh?
Yes. What do we have?
He quite likes exotic foods, and you have been making quite a lot of those.
I mean, we've got lots of squishy stuff left around from the rest of these guys, but I don't feel like they're super edible.
I'm
And Dash, do you want to say what one of them tastes like?
Wait, I didn't catch the end part of that.
Sorry.
Some weird shit happening. That's what's happening.
Memdosh, do you want to find out what one of them tastes like? I'll prepare it for you.
I would delight in a rare and exotic meal.
Yay!
As a little thank you for being so efficient.
Took a while, but I'm glad I'm not out of practice.
You're the best. I would like to do something with whatever's left over that Millie hasn't actually taken. I'm assuming there's something left that I can play with.
I would imagine there's quite a large amount of meat from the first one, though obviously some parts are damaged, but there's still a good amount from the 3-foot devil.
Okay. Would you like me to roll devil cake? I don't think that's actually got devil in it, but okay.
For this, especially since it's more of an exotic and kind of like twisted sense of cooking, I would imagine you haven't done this before, unless maybe you have in the past. Alright, so cooking utensils at a disadvantage, but with your wisdom.
You could do it. Good luck.
Hapow! Nope. Wait. I'll get this eventually.
I mean, there is a lot of meat. You could take a little bit of time and see. Memdosh is going to take a good portion of time.
Okay, I'm just gonna move on to the next set that I haven't fucked. Pow! I need a better catchphrase. That's what this is.
What if I assist you so that way you don't have disadvantage?
How's a robot gonna help in cooking?
That's fine. You're like, pat me on the back. Good job. Oh, fuck.
Good at daring these things.
He's like the KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah.
Oh my
I just
god.
do is,
He's literally an industrial mixer.
yeah, I'm the KitchenAid. I assist when hand get.
So excited. Is there enough left for me to roll again, Josh?
Did you put a big apron on me?
For this one, what's left, especially since Miller cataloged the other ones so much more carefully, this will be your last chance because you're running out of meat. As the other ones didn't come out exactly the same the way you were hoping.
Yep. I'm getting rid of your disadvantage. I'm helping.
I got this. Ready. I'll move my mic away. Bam! Damn it. I quit.
So, it is exotic, especially cooking with devil meat is a questionable process, especially that you realize that since they themselves are fireproof, you have to try and either really work with the ingredients you have or kind of like a bizarre mixture of cold, but you could tell this would take a lot more practice, especially for something that has natural immunities to any form of fire.
I call it spit devil, yeah?
Spine to devils, yes.
Fine.
Spine devil regime. That could work.
That's pretty disgusting.
Hey, sashimi goes alright.
Yeah, that part is the okay part. I was talking about the other part.
Alright, so. As all of this is still continuing on upstairs, and Misty and Ironstride are taking their time in the kitchen trying to figure out how to, make this work. Especially in a smaller space, it's a little difficult, minor amounts of cook's utensils between the oven and what else you have spices-wise. Memdosh continues his work, and Akorath is, after a few games, well, if you could roll for it if you want, Bradway, see if you get best out of 3.
Sure, how do I do this?
You don't have proficiency in dice, do you?
I really don't.
Alright, so there would just be a flat 20.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't know how to roll dice, so land on their sides and
Throws
get
it at the ground.
rolls.
So best of 3. As it's going to be a little tough, as she's nimbly feet good get all.
Why you say it like that?
Ooh, consistent.
Ooh.
Ooh. So you have a nice little tie split towards the end, even though she you kind of get a feeling that she knows how to throw her dice a little bit from the first few rounds.
That's okay, I make it look like I'm not trying.
Oh, see, there you go. That's something you can do.
Yeah, good at that.
I let you win.
Yeah. I'm actually trying really hard. I'm embarrassed.
So, as she's talking to you about it, she actually ends up telling you, I'm originally from a small little town. It's Panshaw. And I was originally sold out for stabbing someone. It's a rather questionable fate. They were originally seeking me on a few other charges, but weren't ever able to really prove it.
Alright.
Just a few other people suspecting me of poisoning and other things.
None of that was true, was it?
I mean, you have such a keen eye. What do you think?
This is where I make an insight check, isn't it?
Go for it. You can tell, especially from the smirk of that like glint in her eye, like she's dead fucking serious.
I can't say you can't have.
Master Deception. Can't tell the truth for anyone else, though. Oh, shit.
No, I'm not wise.
But, as she kind of, tells you a little bit more. So, who'd you learn to play from, anyway? Parents?
Mostly self-taught. It took a while, though.
Considering how skilled you are in combat while playing your songs and giving everyone a little bit of boon, I would imagine not that
I have been doing this for many a year, even those I wasn't supposed to.
Not supposed to.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested. Do tell. And how old are you?
Not a day over 20, is what they would usually say.
Bet you could never guess how old I am.
Being a drow, that is an elf sort of thing, right?
Yes, that is an elf sort of thing.
Then truly, I have no idea. But you actually don't look a day over 20.
Ah, you romancer. I'm 534.
Wait, what? Wait, hang on.
She's almost as old as I am.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Of course, not originally from the she does like the little fingers, the overworld, as many of other drow would say.
Yes, the Underdark, right?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard of it.
I do love how much more zeal men have up here. It's a lot more entertaining.
I haven't been, so I can't tell, but I assume it would be rather dark down there.
Oh, very. I see everything
Like,
in
all
the
the
dark.
time. Yes, good old dark vision, haha.
You have to try it out sometime. You'd be surprised.
Not sure where this is going.
But anyway, it's a matriarchal society. All the men are slaves.
Have you ever... You left your hometown, but do you ever intend to go back? Maybe visit?
Not really. Our family is filled with a bunch of bitches that are too dead set on the rules, and well, unfortunately, some of my family was turned into Drider.
Drider.
Yes,
That is not a word I've heard before.
it's more of a heinous fate, really.
I see.
It's what happens when those go against the law and the other teachings. So,
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's an honor and a punishment. And you know the ladies that were aboard for a while?
I do not.
Zindra and Yash.
Oh, right, yes.
Like that, except spider.
Oh. The bottom half spider.
Yes, and they become rather savage.
Well, I'm very glad you do not look like that.
I am too.
You look much better as yourself.
Yes, I managed to, thankfully, leave before getting whipped up into the horrors of that. So, what about your family? I'm not appreciating your teachings and the so-appointed crew that mutineered you.
My crew or my family? Which are you asking about?
Both. What
Well-
were they like? Why were they looking down on you so much? Why are you
Guess we'll start with family. They wanted a life of knowledge and teaching for me. It was boring. I had to escape. Instead of learning, I would be out with my friends, practicing the lute and having a good time. And then I ran away with them. But it turns out they were not really my friends.
Swept up into it all. That seems about right. No offense,
That's-
but my first experience of when I caught you off guard on our initial meeting.
Yes, it's fine. Well, it's a good story now.
I think it would be even better once you get back and tell them who we've been floating around with.
I'd rather you kept that between us.
Fair
For
enough. Well, I mean, at least I'm not too worried about it. I have my own things to care about. Considering I was supposed to go out and be a slave at another location myself before being swept up as cargo into the Water Breeder and then being found by the rest of these, well, I can't call them miscreants, I guess, saviors.
Oh, I would certainly call them miscreants.
I may have been swept up as property by the first captain, but at least with these I'm free to leave when I like and trust it.
That is true.
So, as you continue your nice conversation with the Korov, Memdosh will smell the various food and still
That is beautiful. I love it.
Fucking asshole.
Excellent improv. Excellent improv.
Mm.
Hey, I mean, you want the booty, you gotta get swiggity swiggy.
You seem to have a thing for old girls.
Look, I didn't know she was 500 and whatever.
He's what's known as a silver fox.
Yes, what?
She's literally
Sorry.
silver.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Are you the Grey Fox?
But, as you are cooking, Memdosh seems to have finally gotten the answer of the location of Cain. Which, as he comes over to the kitchen to tell you, is he's residing at a home that had not been found before in Helmfest.
Hell no.
What?
Not sure if I recognize that name.
Nobody does.
But we have like 6 maps. Let's check the 6 maps.
I
Well,
will
on a
pull
side
out my old maps, just in case.
I am wrong. So, one person would, because they're actually from near that region, especially flying around. Telrath.
The burb knows.
You know this location to be very far north, filled with great suspicion and myth. A great deal of merchants don't go very far into Helmfirth, as to the very reason of that is that the nights are extraordinarily long there, being very far north coast of the spine of the world.
So it's basically like the Bermuda Triangle of cities.
Yes, and very, very cold.
Okay.
Ah, Hisoka is here.
Ah.
Hello,
So
Zoka.
the thing that sent the demons is all the way in Helmfirth?
Yes.
Oh.
By the
Why?
Vampire Lord Kane.
Vampire.
Oh. I don't even know if I know what a vampire is.
Oh, you can't speak right now. Sad day. But yes, you get the majority of that. And also, sorry for putting you on the spot, Luke, but it was a good time. Good time.
I guess.
I mean, you could be bullshitting the entire thing.
I could. You'll never know.
It's true. No one else is there to hear it. But
Right behind you.
made him. Huh. So, as you finish up the cooking, Memdosh just kind of does take a look over and a little bit of a whiff at everything. You can tell he's still interested in trying it, especially since it's a experimental mix.
I'm sorry if it's awful. I've never touched this before.
Perfection
I'm cutting
is
it.
made through practice. I still
Well, I mean, one.
delight in exotic tastes. So, with that,
I'm
he'll
excited.
he'll actually go
Yeah.
to take a nice bite out of the dish you made for him on the side.
Just bleh.
You can tell there's a little bit of a shiver, almost like it's a little too kind of bitter. A unique flavor. Might work better with something sour or savory.
I could make pie. Next time. Maybe when he dies.
I'm not sure if there's anything else I could really break from him, though.
Fuck, it's alright. Fuck you. Perhaps by now we can see if Valis is keen to get anything else? Or if he'd like to know what we've found out.
I'm sure we can resolve all that where Valis is actually back.
Robs. Did Captain want to keep him alive?
For study, yes.
Is there any way you can keep him in like a constant state of he doesn't want to talk to us, Memdash?
I could.
Without overexerting yourself. I just don't play or feel like waking up in the middle of the night with someone screaming infernal in my head.
For that I am unsure. The only thing I can think of is filling him with sleeping herbs and keeping him in a state of unconsciousness. Abusive but effective.
I like it. Maybe there'll be some shop guys.
That sounds like a great idea. Hey, Raxiel, you know that powder of yours that puts people to sleep?
Okay.
Yeah, Mom? He, like, does a little dust from the wings.
I need lots of it.
Alright.
We're just gonna rub this guy down in it.
That's, oh god, that would hurt your hand so bad. Alright. So,
I tried to do it. You don't have skin.
okay, Mom. He tries to, you can tell he focuses. It takes a while for each kind of like little dusting cloud, because it takes a bit to, regenerate the powder. But, how big of a pile are you aiming for?
I don't know. I'll get like a bucket.
Bucket? Probably take.
Like I need to. Oh.
Probably take him like about an hour or so. See, just scooping it up from the floor, because he can't really control exactly where it goes because it just floats off mostly.
We're in the air. Do we have to worry about fall asleep?
I would imagine Rexiel's doing this in the bedroom.
I wouldn't put me to sleep anyway.
So you just go to scoop it up, Miller.
I'll summon a tiny servant to like. I'll get like a little brush, and I'll turn it into a tiny servant and go sweep all of this up into the bucket.
Very good, very good. So, you sweep it up into the bucket, and you got a good couple of pounds inside your bucket, just filled with Rexiel's sweet powder. You could tell he
Sweet powder.
Looks a little bit tired after exerting that much of his abilities.
Alright, you did good.
Tired. Thanks, Mom. You tell he goes to lay down on the gold pot and have a nice little nap.
I'd like to unionize all of your tiny servants.
Oh my fucking god. But yeah, at this point, Memdosh, especially after breaking the new toy, just kind of leaves him there, food kind of dripping out of his mouth still. Valus is regaining his senses. See, starts floating down here and sees you, Bradamir. A fresh dice player.
Not the best, but yes.
Has she been cheating you? You're the only fucking cheater around here, Memdosh. I don't know how you keep making them. Nonsense. Don't believe her. She's filled with lies. Tells me all sorts of fanciful stories all the time.
So helpless I can tell lies but not read them.
Shall we play some dice? I know you still have a nice barrel of that fine rum. I may have procured some of that when we were in port, and everyone else was shopping.
Oh.
Did someone say dice?
What? You have fine rum. Exactly, that's what I thought. Nothing.
Was you speaking to me?
Maybe it was.
I do not need it. Winning is satisfactory enough.
Didn't automatons felt satisfaction?
Perhaps.
Maybe you do have a soul in there, big boy.
Yes, he is very skilled at dice.
It's probably because he can do math.
Are you implying that you do not have the intelligence required to do math?
No. What kind of idiot learns math?
Are you okay?
Yes, hi.
Never mind.
I would imagine you probably have like a little bit of a red glow going about you if you were indulging with, of course, on drinks.
Yeah, probably.
He's a fun one to talk to. Did you know he was a pirate lord himself? Unfortunately, he got mutinied against.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
Oh, don't worry, I'm just shooting the shit. I know he doesn't believe that.
Of course.
Okay.
Shall we play dice then, Captain?
Ooh, okay.
Shall I call you Captain Math?
Can call me Brad. I don't know why that changed.
Mathamir Mathberry.
I don't understand what's happening.
He's insulting you on the math.
Kindly stop.
So, as you rub down the spined devil, you do hear in the back of your mind, Millerin. What are you doing? Get away from me, you heinous little gremlin!
The fuck did you just call me, you piece of shit?
I called you a heinous little gremlin, bitch. What of it?
I reached into my pocket and I pull out the scalpel from my tool, stab it into his hand. Shut the fuck up! I'm working!
Little wild one, aren't you, bitch?
Look, the moment I figure out how to use that goddamn tail of yours without needing the rest of you and that smart-ass mouth of yours, I'm cutting you to pieces, okay?
I'm sure you'll keep some for personal use, you sick fuck. It's like rubbing me down with powder.
Oh, come on now, it's not that bad. It'll make everything else we do much less painful.
God. Sure it will. Too bad it wasn't healed, otherwise I'd bite your fucking leg open.
I am sure you'd like to try. You know, it's just not happening.
You crazy little bitch.
Now, you shut your mouth before I have my dragon come out here and hold your jaw open so I can cut your tongue off. Because I can tell you're not going to need that for what I'm going to do.
Even that won't shut me up, you dumbass.
Yes, but it makes you slightly less annoying. Braxiel!
So, Raxiel comes out a little sleepy like, yeah, Mom?
Just... Can you hold this thing's mouth open for a moment so I can cut its tongue out?
Wait, it's jaw. Okay, Mom? Like, hazily goes over and, like, carefully, like, pries open the broken jaw that's already, like, hanging pretty fucking limp.
Sweet. There we go. And I just get out one of my knives, reach in, just about cutting the tongue.
Just squirms around, guttural, spitting blood everywhere. And back in your mind, you just immediately hear from its telepathy, they'll fucking love you down there.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
And finally, after a few more seconds, he finally succumbs and passes out to the sleep powder. At this point, you can see Raxia's just kind of looking down at you, like nervously, like unsure what to do.
You can go back to bed now if you want, Raxiel. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I forgot you were trying to rest.
Okay, Mom. Just be careful.
I will.
So, you now have a unconscious spine devil tied to your vest upside down. A broken jaw, tongueless spine devil. Alrighty. So, as you're having a good time downstairs in the nice little treasure room, the little rainbow gem array that Akorath is set up, there's a point where she's even just asking like various questions of what people have enjoyed over the years, of what they remembered, and what they've enjoyed among other crews and different sites that they've seen in the world. Eventually she even asks Memdosh and Ironstride what their ages are.
Oh boy.
Memdosh answers pretty quickly with just a 15.
I sit there pondering for a moment. Somewhere around the range of 600.
How old is that in beholder years?
Beholder years, I think that would be... almost 8.
Interesting.
With that, you can actually hear a chorus this time. Like, yes, I'm only about 115.
I mean, humans are long dead before they hit that.
At the same time, it occurs to you, Brad. She said 534 first time.
Yeah, I do remember that, and I'm still confused.
I would imagine part of you probably thinking, how much is the bullshitter bullshitting the bullshitter?
Well, I don't know. I rolled a 5 on insight.
Somewhere above 600.
Sure.
That seems an astronomical amount.
It appears so. I am not sure what the limit on my aging is, or if there is one.
Objects do not really have an age limit.
I am not an object.
I beg to differ. You said yourself you do not have a soul.
This is true, but you do not need a soul to be sentient.
I suppose.
I am living proof.
But are you alive?
Bradimir, I will not have this discussion with you.
What is alive, really?
Oh gosh.
things that do not anger me usually tend to stay alive.
And what are they like?
Usually they are quite nice.
So you like nice things.
I like Memdosh and Akorith.
Good to know.
We liked you once, John. You didn't kill me outright when you broke the chains on the slave ship. Well, I should
It
say
was not
trade
my
ship. You did harpoon that man really elegantly, though.
Well, okay.
I also threw him overboard.
Yes, I remember watching that. It's a pity. I'm sure a lot of people would have enjoyed purchasing him for testing.
I do like Bradimir too, but sometimes he can be agitating
I get to people sometimes.
a little.
I do enjoy searching through the treasure hoards for the finer gems. Looking over Virix originally was a glorious hoard filled with great and powerful weapons, great magical items. It was a sad day when the ship shattered and fell from the sky.
Good enough though that we live to tell it.
Indeed. So, as you continue sharing stories of the past and so forth, and discussing different things, and get to know Memdash and Akorth a little more intimately on what they've done and how they potentially play dice, even though Memdash is a little more repulsive to those who are not used to playing dice with something with a prehensile tongue.
Yep.
It is overall a really nice evening, aside from the occasional strange smell of whatever Misky was cooking earlier. And it's finally finished wafting. I would imagine you probably threw it overboard later down the road.
Just throw it into the ocean, just be like, yeah, fish, eat this.
Eat this devil flesh.
I feel like I can still hit the water surface and splat, and then enter.
Yes, the overall day will finish out, aside from the creepy spined devil is now passed out, tongueless and with a broken jaw, tied to the mast. Valus kind of stewing in his thoughts and just regrouping all of this, and you could tell it's thrown his conjecture off quite horridly. So, as you continue sailing on, it'll be about another good week before you do finally arrive at a familiar sight. The small little shack between the two palm trees, the small dock, and a raggedy looking boat. Finally coming for a soft landing, and as you kind of peer out you could see the hammock that was originally set up. One end seems to be broken, and a familiar, very tan-looking Masiba, well and asleep with his hat over his face, leaning on the other end that isn't broken, still tied to the tree.
So, I walk up to Masiba and kind of just lift him up by the back of the shirt and just, hello, Masiba.
Oh, shit! You could see he's like reaching for a gun that isn't there.
I place him back down.
Yeah, you're fucking lucky that I didn't have my gun on me. I would have shot you right in the fucking face.
I don't think it would have done anything.
You can see he's like wiping the haze away from his eyes. He like picks up a half full rum bottle, like pours it over his face, and gives his face a quick rub down to just like wash the grog out of his eyes with the grog. Oh fuck, that burns. Oh.
I love this guy.
Ah, friends. Hey, oh shit. No, I don't want to work on you, big man. I haven't seen you in forever. Where the fuck have all you been? I can see the bigger ship you got is working out nicely for you. Come on, okay. What can I do you for? I've been getting a little bit of the finer trades in. And what are you looking for? As he kind of goes to admire the ship a little bit more.
We are just having a browse while we stop for a moment.
Yes, we are on our way to somewhere. We were in a browsing mood and we saw your island.
Oh, it's good to see you. Been a long time. Either way.
Oh.
I've gotten quite a few interesting things here and there, but I'm not sure how much of an interest you'll have in them. Though you did clean out my shop pretty well last time.
Yes, and we've made very good use of those items.
Glad to hear that. He goes to open up his shop. You can see there's a pair of shrunken heads now hanging from the makeshift door handle of his sea shack, and very new ones. You can tell they're a little more fresh. You can see that on the ship, though, in his little dock bay there, seems to be more riddled with holes on the sails. You can actually see like one or two arrows that are kind of sticking out of the little mast that's on it. As he goes to go in, you can see that the older shack that he originally went digging through for guns and other various pieces that kind of fell apart. Part of the wood kind of like dilapidated, and some of the pieces fell out. You can see like various fishing rods, staffs, canes, and other old things that he used like bait and tackle wise, all just kind of stacked up. A couple of rusty old gun parts that are all just kind of piled together. Come on in. I know it's not that big, but I still have a good amount to look through. I even managed to get this big old thing. He like slaps a trunk, points over to another chest nearby. Managed to get those in a couple of good trades there. So, be surprised what you can get from a lot of the headhunters nearby. Of course, then again, you guys not looking off too bad. He kind of like looks you up and down. I hope everyone else survived.
Yes, not Cliff is still alive. He's back on the ship. Memdosh too?
Amdosh.
Oh wait. Forget about that. You heard nothing?
Alright. Not sure what a Memdosh is. I'm not gonna ask why you got a bunch of rope
It's
tied.
our pet
Is that
ball.
Pet ball.
Yeah, we named it Memdosh. Anyway,
Alright, Mr. Charisma.
Oh
Get
no.
me a hat.
Oh no. So Iron Sure says that out loud.
excuse me. What the fuck?
Oh, he's like a guard dog then.
Yes, a guard ball.
A guard ball. Is it like
Precisely.
one of those, he does like little finger wiggles, like little zappy things, like, what do they call it? What is it? The wizard's ward ball kind of thing.
Yes, precisely.
You go to touch it, you fucking get zapped by it, like your fucking girlfriend slapping your hand, trying to stick your hand in some stew.
Yes, people think it's treasure and they touch it, they get zapped. Anyway, what kind of stuff do you have?
Oh, well, overall, I, managed to find, well... well, let's see. He kind of pops the trunk open. It's this heavy black chest with a gold rim around the edges, and opens it up, and you can see this finely crafted plate mail. And seems to have various, what almost looks like almost angelic symbols kind of scribed onto it.
I call the attention of Valus.
So, with
Hey
that...
guys, I'm Valus' stand-in voice.
Oh no.
Hey Valus, stand in voice, look at this armor, it looks like something you would wear.
I think
Yeah, I completely agree, but first I need to go stab some defenseless fish people slaves.
Yes,
and,
of course.
and the tied up spine devil who's asleep.
Yeah.
So, as he does look around, I think that would probably work a little bit better for me. I don't know if it's within the funds, though, for the captain. Whatever she is.
Well, that depends. Masiba, what is this and how much?
Well, honestly, I usually just let the little one, or well, before she was little, have a look at everything and...
Miller now, Captain. Yes.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. When I originally saw her, she was a lot fucking taller. And she showed up small. I was like, fuck, I think I was way too drunk when I first met her.
We try not to think about it.
I can definitely tell that much. For that, yeah, I would definitely let you take a good look at it. Not very sure for the most of it. You could see, as well as beside the armor, there seems to be a nice little set of arrows. They're all very nicely kept in what almost looks like velvet on top of a velvet pillow in a small case.
Super fancy arrows.
Ooh, fancy arrows.
The arrows themselves have a very nicely shaped, barbed, what almost looks like a very savage kind of tip. All the way down there, so only 3 of them. Go off to get some seafood. So he's going shark hunting. You can roll
T-poses through the water.
Good. You need to immediately assert dominance as soon as you get into spawn range.
Once the sharks see a T-posing golem, they'll have to be aggressive.
Yup.
So you can go ahead and roll a survival, Iron Strat, as you go hunting for some food.
Oh, this will go well.
Oh, Jesus.
It went well.
Unfortunately, you probably spend a good amount of time out there. Even when you try to get near something, it doesn't come close. Like, everything seems to just kind of avoid you, or you can't seem to find a spot where anything seems to be pocketed up, anything really.
Did you catch so much seaweed?
Oh man. Put back up
That's
covered.
a big sushi.
So you're looking for anything that's kind of spice related and whiskey.
Pack of spice.
Yes.
So with that, especially with me,
Wrong spices. Wrong spices.
I got this pouch here that definitely serve for your purposes on that one. I've had one of these of my own, but I think this might catch your fancy, and he'll hand you a spice pouch. Think of any spice that you want.
The magic spice pouch.
Yes.
Which one, whiskey?
My brain just went oregano because that's not how you say oregano.
Oregon.
I want some oregano.
All right, so
Oh, my pull out an orangutan, please.
all right,
So everybody here says it.
so as you pull out some oregano,
Oh, good.
not aluminium or aluminum.
That's stupid.
You take it out and you take a little bit of it, and you can see that it's filled with oregano.
How did you know I was gonna pick oregano?
Pick another one.
You think like paprika, like something actually spicy?
Like smoked paprika and all
Yeah.
that. You think that. Go to take another pinch. Smoked paprika.
I need it.
It's on the cheaper side, especially since you're all returners. I'll charge you only 50 gold for this, but it's endless. It recharges every single day, and you can think of any spice that you want, and it'll definitely fill up with it.
I stare at Brad. Neat. Tasty.
Yes, you can buy it.
No, you can get it cheaper. I know you.
He already gave it to
I'll give him
price.
50 gold out of my own pocket for it. I need this.
So, if I recall the exact name of it, the Heward's Handy Spice Pouch.
Yeah, you got it.
Keywords? How do I spell that?
Heward.
I love
Like
scamming
Howard,
people,
but
but
with an
I
E.
like this
Oh,
man.
Howard with an E. Got you. I'm so excited.
So, as
He's spiced up.
he goes to pick up and move the armor, still, neatly in its slot for the trunk that he opened up. You can actually see what looks like a set of almost like dwarven-style plate armor as well. Amongst the set of them, it looks like they have a pair of pretty battered-looking kind of horseshoes or so that were kind of more in the shape. You could tell that designed for probably a giant goat or a ram. Aside from there's also I should mention that. Beside the box as well is this a ever beautiful greatsword. It seems to have a little burst of light that just kind of occasionally pulses from a nice pommel gem at the end. It's almost kind of like an Art Deco design to it, where the top of the blade isn't pointed, but it's kind of a flat with a little bit of hooks at the end. So it's a long, flat blade tang. Very heavy, you can tell. As well as what seems to be 2 potions. One seems to be of a very deep red that kind of mixes around with almost like an orangish gold, as well as another one that's almost like a milky gray. Amongst it, there is a peculiar looking rod that has its face kind of carved and reshaped to that of a more of looks like to be maybe that of a wizard. You do also see a spell scroll amongst the other effects that looks to be, as far as you could tell from the lip of it, says contact other plane. A rod that seems to have a various amount of wriggling golden appendages that looks like almost entirely gold, but at the tip is all tentacles.
Oh no. Not that
What the
thing.
fuck?
As well as a cedar wand that has kind of like a very fanciful topaz gem set at the top of it. For all of that, that seems to be the first trunk that he has. They go over and pops open the other chest. This armor kind of looks a little bit more of a kind of like a masterwork, but more sinister, more of a piece meant for a darker lord or someone who's trying to be more intimidating. It's a little more blackened over, a little bit of the silver frays around the edges and embellishings. It's all entirely scale mail. For the other parts, you can see another one that looks to be dwarvish in nature. It is a bag that has different kind of dwarven symbols and runes on it. A peculiar, breastplate armor that seems pretty battered, but it has the symbol of a god of war on it. Amongst the other things mixed around with the chest, you can see another rod that looks like the one that you found in the shop in Aspor Torath, another immovable rock.
Another ship destroyer, you mean?
A peculiar looking masterwork jar that has almost like a shimmering, almost robust red rust kind of dust inside of it. A necklace that is clearly prayer beads. You can see there's about 5 of them on there. As you look at the other ones, you'll be able to find out in a bit, Toroth. The pearl
I was
itself.
just making my curiosity known.
The pearl itself seems to be a little more robust, a bit larger, and seems to be set out separately, almost like if you were to set a ring in a jewelry box and it sits by itself. But more or less, strangely enough, around and among what seems more of the, somebody, a fighter or a wizard would kind of keep their things, not amongst fine jewelry. A beautiful potion that shimmers almost like flame, with inside a flecks of gold kind of mixing around in it. The bottle itself smelling fairly earthy. A couple of other potions of healing. You can see that they're just kind of stacked up together. You seem to be about 5 of them in total. Another potion that seems to have what seems like probably almost a viscous, clear liquid. It's slow turning as these weird ingredients that looks like almost like a giant toenail, a hair, and a piece of earth kind of slowly swirling around each other in it. Another potion that seems to have almost the same viscosity, except a little darker, and you can see occasional little bits of lightning kind of coursing through the liquid. A interesting shield that almost has an almost kind of menacing look to that of a dragon curled around with the face looking towards, as if it's kind of holding onto the shield and trying to be a little more sinister towards those who would come towards the shield. As well as amongst the other various pieces within this chest, you can see that there is a couple of spell scrolls, some very clearly labeled in common. Is Conjure Barrage, Identify, Jump, Message, Spirit Guardians, and as well as a very interesting Rowan wand that looks like it kind of belonged to someone with a little bit more of a fanciful taste. It's a purple heart wood that kind of twines up with what looks like a small, beautiful vine with a red silhouetted ruby at the tip of the wand, almost to be kind of that of like a rose. So
That's a lot of things.
that is.
Yeah, that was a shit ton of stuff.
As
I
you-
remember like 5 of them.
So, as you do look at the dust, Terath, for that, roll me a history.
History of the dust. How much do I know about the history of this dust?
It's an heirloom in your family.
It is truly a remarkable artifact.
If it didn't look so peculiar, especially with the beautiful shimmers from the dust itself, you would have almost guessed this to be rust, but you could tell this has more of a different use and purpose. Not entirely sure. Yeah. At the same time, I would imagine, Millerin, you'd probably be coming along to identify the majority of these things, or...
I honestly don't care.
Let's blind purchase some magical items.
Alright.
I mean, let's not spend too much.
By let's, I mean I don't really need anything.
I have
So-
the ship prepared and we are ready to leave whenever.
I dashed
feel-
back ship once I had my herbs. I was done.
Yeah, we got
Speaking of,
spice.
it took us a week to come here. I want to try and turn that cabinet we bought into a fridge.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and roll a couple of carpenter tools with intellect. That'll give me a good 4.
Alright, I don't have copy. So,
Notlef has some in which we said you can borrow them.
right, but I don't have proficiency.
Oh, that's right. So,
Mods minus. There we go. That cancels itself out, right? Do it like that. +3, -3. Yeah, there we go.
alright. So, so you can tell it's going to take you a little bit of time, but
1,
you get.
2,
Yeah, definitely have.
3.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
4,
There you go. So,
5, 6.
Every time Josh starts to talk, it's another
so you're definitely able to finish it out. So you now have a refrigerator cabinet. As there were a few days you were trying to, be a little more efficient while doing it, and Raxio was, constantly pushing, like, Mom, what are you doing? Come on, show me, teach me.
Making a cooling cabinet, it'll keep our food good for longer, apparently. I'll probably fill it with monster parts, honestly.
Go to grab some Dragonling sausages, and there's just a devil's head sitting in the fridge. So, as for the plate mail armor and the arrows do look rather magnificent. Like, they're not just over-the-top designs. They seem to be created with a purpose. As for the armor itself, beautifully crafted with the overall angelic symbols on it. It doesn't seem to be damaged in any way, shape, or form. It actually looks to be that of a rather magnificent design. You can tell it probably has a good amount of magic to it. It just doesn't seem to have any marring marks on it whatsoever.
Yeah, magic items can't be damaged.
Except by an item of the same plus.
Pretty much.
Oh boy, if only somebody had identify.
Well, maybe Vale should just try it on first, see if it fits him. If he wants it.
So he'll quickly bamf off his armor. Obviously still dressed, not naked. He'll as he was, relaxed, like, hey, go ahead and try it on. It doesn't bother me none. You lot have bought plenty from me before. Butt naked. Ha! So, as he goes to try it on, it takes a little bit of adjusting, but it kind of feels like it shifts to, his size. Fits very nicely.
Yep, magic.
I'll better happily let that go for probably 1,000. It's just a nice piece.
Do you know if it does anything?
Oh, me? Fuck no. I bought this from a bunch of headhunters.
Well, for regular plate armor.
It's actually a steal for regular plate armor, even if it wasn't magical.
Our standard market price is like 600 gold.
Go ahead, roll persuasion.
Hooray.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you're right. Fuck it, 500.
And the arrows? I don't even know what they do.
For the arrows, I'll let you have them for 10 gold apiece. How pretty.
Yeah, sure.
Kill someone with a great style. Like my old rifle. I used to. Olden days.
Why don't you buy a new one?
You look at me. I'm not worried about fucking sailing ships anymore, except by old Betsy over there. Points to the ship that has like arrows riddled into it.
What has he been using that for? What the fuck?
Very clearly trading with the headhunters.
Huh.
Right, okay then, I'll be right back.
Good enough, good enough. I know he. Where's the big guy? Does Iron Stride come back yet?
Oh yeah, Einstride has got the ship ready and everything.
Oh,
He's just revving the engines while we're buying stuff.
What's that?
big guy, big guy. I could definitely let you have this for a cheaper price. And he hefts up the great sword that has clearly recently come into his own.
Does this greatsword look familiar?
It does not, unfortunately. It's the one that looks dwarven in style with the,
Oh
flat,
yeah, you lost the sword, eh?
the flat tip, but it's still a magnificently sized greatsword. Very heavy in the tang and has a beautiful pulsing kind of little gem pearl in the pommel.
Kind of gonna raise a fist and just hear the reverberating noise humming. I think I will be fine.
Alright. Oh. Nonetheless, if there's anything else that kind of catches your eye, I've got well, didn't even know I had these, but I got a great deal of potions.
But we don't know what they do.
That's half the fun.
Lomeo.
But how do you know none of them are poison?
I mean, they would look pretty sickly. Wouldn't. He kind of like picks up the gray one. Like, I wouldn't trust this one. Fuck.
Whatever.
But nonetheless, you need any more food supplies? I've managed to grab a couple of stores that I keep stuffed in the back.
I guess I'll go and go check our food supplies.
I mean, we've got a fridge now, but how are we doing for food in the fridge?
Well, considering the fridge was just finished, and overall the dragon meat was there for a couple of months now.
Yeah, I have zero faith that we have any dragon meat.
Yeah, that unfortunately would have definitely spoiled
And
it.
I have zero faith in imp meat.
At most, you have probably like 1 or 2 smoked sausage crates that are.
Hey, Ironstride, can you go look around this island for some coconuts?
I can. I'm gonna go get some coconuts, boys!
Thanks, Ironstride!
Alright, so, especially on fucking coconut tree riddled isle, go ahead and roll me fucking, let's see, d20 plus 12. So yeah, Ironstride, you just go out and you grab one of the side nets from the ship and just start scooping up coconut after coconut. Come back with a good 26 of them.
This should keep us for a little while.
Wow, you have massive hands holding 26 coconuts.
I have a net.
Oh,
Yeah.
I imagine the coconuts are kind of small in my hands.
You could probably easily bust that sucker open with your thumb.
just like a regular nut.
Can we buy some food too? I'd rather not eat coconuts for the next 3
Oh yeah,
weeks.
sure, of course.
Coconut shrimp.
If there's no shrimp, it would just be coconut.
Alright, so, dried food and vegetables and whatever. Provisions for a month. How much will that be?
Oh, for that there, in total it'd probably be 10 gold. I'll give you some good sized ones too. So,
Cool.
over this way. I kind of keep my side storage out of the heat. Goes over and you can see he tries to track it. Goes over to one tree, takes a few steps, it kind of like searches the sand a little bit. It's about 5 minutes, a little bit awkward. And he's like, wait, oh shit. He goes over to the other. Yeah, he goes to the other tree and does the same foot tracing steps.
You know, while we're here, I'm gonna ask him, do you have a fishing rod?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I've got a whole cabinet full over there in the front. Even to get some tackle.
Didn't know you were fond of fishing, Ironstride.
While I am the only one who does not need sustenance, nor do I need sleep, I can try to acquire food as we fly. If we fly closer to the water.
Yes.
As you say that, you can hear him grab onto a chain, lifts it up a little bit, pulls it up, and opens up what looks like a double-door basement that just kind of got covered over with sand again. It's nothing too amazing. It's just kind of like a simple leather with some wood just to kind of cover over the top. Walks down into it. Let's see. Take some of those crates and even some fresh water here. As He does point out to each ones that you could take iron striking, giving you a good 10 crates of food to last you a while. A couple of barrels. You can see these are all from various trade ships. Not sure which ones, but they're clearly marked for different trade ships.
Oh, they're marked for our trade ship.
But they all look like various, like, really good food. Some that are kind of fresh vegetables, and other such that last a little bit longer between potatoes, carrots, and onions and such. But so Telrath, you're buying the curious dust and the 3 arrows.
I didn't even know how much the dust was.
50 gold.
I mean, yeah, sure. We can get that, and then also the plate mail. Even if it does almost nothing, it's still a fucking steal at 500 gold. It's literally a third the price of actual plate mail.
I didn't know that. I just made up a number.
Did you not believe me?
No, it's like 1,000. How about? I didn't even say 500. I said 600, and he was like, "All right, 500 it is."
I mean, he likes you guys. You guys have pretty much bought out his entire stock like the last 3 fucking times.
Yeah. Okay, so 50 and 10 each for the arrows.
Yeah, so that would be 80.
Yep.
And then 500 for that, so
50
550.
for the spices and 500 for the armor.
Misky paid for the spices out of her pocket.
Oh,
so
Yeah.
Okay.
Already
I
paid
didn't
for.
bother.
580.
She got a handy spice pouch. She got all the spices she ever need.
He went for this jar of mystery dust to basically just be like some just like fucking glitter.
Alrighty. So. For all of this, Valis' armor. Which, obviously, I'm just kind of hand-waving how much time you guys would need after purchasing this, obviously. That would be Valis' armor, as he now has +2 plate. And it
See,
actually has a unique enchantment of being able to protect the wearer from the lies of devils.
That's uniquely useful for what we're currently doing.
That's actually hilarious because that's actually randomly generated, which is beautiful.
That's fantastic.
Oh, beautiful.
Telrath, your arrows, 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
Arrows of slaying.
Arrows of thought slaying.
Do they slay?
Ah,
Yeah, slay arrows.
As well as the dust of dryness for you, Telrath.
oh, thank God. Exactly what I was expecting, but I'll take it.
Alrighty.
Why won't arrows of slaying pop up?
Arrow of slaying. Might need to type it in as arrow, not arrows. But then again,
I
their
typed
wording
that.
is very weird.
Whatever, you know what? I don't care.
So, and as Iron starts probably loading up all the various foods and so forth.
Yes.
Mastiva is just kind of. So, what are the rest of you heading out for now?
We're heading to my homeland.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Wait,
a little Nanor or some such thing.
I don't know. What the fuck? I've been
Yeah,
all,
no, same dude.
been all over this place. I've never heard of it, but
Little Lenore is the original name of Lostrana.
He's old. I suppose.
I am very old.
I mean, when you're fucking ageless, right? He just kind of like slaps you on the shoulder. You can hear a resounding echo of metal.
Come. I suppose.
I miss sailing, I tell you. Glad I get to go out occasionally, but there's definitely not a lot of love left in it for me. I barely get back sometimes. I tell you, those hunters at Karnak, they're fucking savages. They got good stuff.
At least you enjoy what you do, though.
That's true. Peculiar taste. I always enjoy these. And he kind of like holds up one of the little shrunken heads. This one's got like what looks like a couple of like little gold necklaces around it for like a tiara.
Huh.
I do enjoy collecting these. I don't know who the fuck they were, but they look good.
Where do you get these things?
Karnak, people near Reese and other locations. Going a little bit further south, there's a group of elves that are a little more savage and feral. Don't really dress or anything, but they get pretty possessive of the forests and such. But if you're smart and you play it up and you kind of give what they really like is, you know, like nest leathers and other kinds of foods and stuff, you can get the really nice trunks that they don't want to keep. They think it's some kind of mysterious blasphemy. Magic.
Are they those people that live in burn houses?
Oh yeah, you've seen them then, huh?
Oh, those people.
Yeah.
I have their bag. Holds up the bloody bag.
Oh, I'm surprised you got out of there alive. Those savages.
Me too.
They've been there for a while. I've seen some of their bone houses. I'll tell you, meeting with some of the chiefs for trade is a deadly business, but it's a profitable one.
One of their statues came to life and attacked us.
What the fuck?
It was a strange day.
Man, that was a long time ago.
The fuck are you doing going near their statues and shit?
Oh, you know, stealing all of their treasure.
What? Oh my... Oh. I'm amazed
That's
you're
one way
even
to put it.
alive.
It was close.
Nonetheless, I'm glad you came here and probably spent some of that money, whatever you found out there.
Haha, we sure did.
Everybody. Well, I don't know if your captain has one of these, but especially since you've been coming back and buying so much of my stuff anyway. Nice liquor cabinet. Oh, a good portion of it. He picks up one of the very magnificent looking pearl, tosses it to you, brother. Go ahead and give the little oddball that. I'm sure she'll enjoy. She seems keen on magics.
Will do. She will appreciate this, certainly.
I feel like that's a lie.
What do you mean? It's a pearl. Worth 500 gold pieces exactly.
The Black Pearl.
I feel like the captain would prefer some disembodied creature.
It's possible.
By the way, we should probably get going.
Yes. People might be extremely frustrated at us for taking so much time. Let's go.
I've got it. Masiba! I have a request.
What? He just like, I would imagine, looks up to see you on top of the fucking edge of the boat.
Do you have a book on natural creatures?
He kind of, rubs the scruff of his beard. I think I might have something like that. If you give me a minute.
Some kind of encyclopedia would be useful. I intend to study them.
encyclopedia. Right.
And it'll be a bit easier if I don't have to cut apart every single one I run into.
A bestiary?
Exactly.
I'm gonna see what I can find. As he heads into his little shack, you can hear the shuffling around again, throwing a few boxes here and there, and a few pieces of glass kind of breaking. As at one point you think you hear a gunshot fire, and you see a part of his roof is gone.
He is clumsy.
But eventually, after a good 15 minutes and a few more questionable sounds of things falling over and metal hitting each other, pulls out a small chest, not too big, and kind of opens it up. Let's see. There's a few encyclopedias, a few other, kind of world of natural creatures, and what the fuck is this? Planar creatures. That sound good for you?
Yeah, all of those.
Alright. I'm not too worried about them, but, how's 5 gold for the chest sound? They just got a guy
Perfect.
there. Alright. He closes it up and hands it over to Ironstride to bring it on up.
I shall do exactly that.
Anything else you might take interest in? Oh, your fishing goods. Goes over and picks up what looks like a box. Opens it up real quick, checks it, see various hooks and pieces, weights going all over the little container for the bait and tackle box, and closes it up and grabs like two of the 4 or 5 fishing rods he's got sitting there, and goes over to give that to you as well, Ironstride.
I will take that and put it near the rear of the ship where I can fuck around with it.
If you get anything, other rods to request, have a look around. Got quite a few scrolls and potions if you want to look at those too, Captain.
No, don't care.
Fair enough. Nonetheless, I'm starting to get fucking hungry. I'm gonna go cook some stuff up. How about you all join me for a nice meal and drinking?
It is up to the captain, though I believe we wish to be on our way.
Yes, honestly, I'd rather hurry this along.
Alright then. I hope to see you again, hopefully alive. Maybe with a bigger ship again, but then again, I would put it past you. You all seem to surprise me quite a bit.
As soon as I get my book, I just start going through it, looking at what the biggest the biggest like natural creatures I can find in the book.
All right. So you, as you're looking through, you can tell this is like a almost like a cartographer's chest of like bestiaries and stuff, all the way to even like some planar creatures, especially since the elemental airplane has kind of slipped through a bit. There seems to be some books on those as well. You see the largest manual, especially the natural creatures one. Creatures of the Natural World by Helga Rathbon.
Perfect. I grabbed that one.
Which, as you flip through, you can tell this is not that old of a book, especially since it's even though it was kind of sitting stuffed in the back, it's at least probably like at most 3-4 years old in publishing, especially for the date that it was marked. But you can find all sorts of variations, selections, some that are quadruped, bipedal, and all that going on for, and some that are able to stand and do both, others that can swim in different sections of the encyclopedia. It is a very meaty tome. Like, if you were to hit someone with this, you would knock them clean out. It's like a good 10-pound book.
Cool. I'm gonna sit there and study it.
So, you start studying, and if there's nothing else that anyone will be looking up in Miss Seba's shop,
She'll head off.
start heading off.
And I will have a fishing battle.
Especially with your larger hands, takes a little bit of finessing, especially since this is a more of a dexterous style to tie a fish hook. But you finally get there, and you're sick and tired. You probably go and ask Nutliff for some pliers, so not just one, but two, so you can sit there and tie it fancifully. As you finally are able to attempt to start fishing at a slightly lower altitude. You could tell the tension line for this is a pretty tough one. You could tell Masiba probably gave you the heavier tension line just because he knows how strong you are as a creation. Which, Bradimir, I assume you gave the pearl to the captain, or did you keep it?
He is muted. Luke.
Luke the Duke.
Fishing battle.
Anyway. If he does, that's what it is.
Oh my.
Alrighty. So with that, as you continue on, I'll leave it off there for now. And we'll pick up as you get ever closer to the Gageron front.
Yeah.
Have fun session. I'm definitely gonna go get some sleep. I'm
Cool.
tired.
Good night, good night.
See y'all later.
Bye. Fishing battle.
Fishing
My final
battle.
note is